The festive spirit takes hold. Our local malls are busier than ever. But while you're hunting for the perfect bargain or enjoying your hard-earned holiday bonus, security experts are warning that someone else might be hunting too. According to the Phangela group, retail crime is on a steady climb, from sophisticated card fraud and shoplifting to the more violent threats of vehicle theft and hijackings. Criminals view our crowded shopping centres as their own prime opportunity this December. So how can you stay vigilant without losing your festive season cheer? Joining us to discuss this latest crime trend and how to protect yourself is the CEO of Phangela Group. That's Christopher Thornhill. Christopher, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. I guess one should know, right? But you'd think they do, and yet this is still on the rise. Good morning.
Good morning, Arabile. Thanks for having me. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the trends tend to pick up as we lower our guard. I think everyone's in the festive spirit and feeling the joy and the specials in all the supermarkets and all the retailers. And I think that's when the criminals really lick their lips and sharpen their pencils just to get in there and see how many opportunities there is for them to take advantage of.
Yeah, let's just talk about some of these crimes that you've actually seen. I mean, I pointed to some of them, those being sophisticated card fraud and shoplifting being key amongst those as well. I mean, what's the trends that you're seeing?
I think the biggest trends that we see especially in the retail environment, I think the most of the shoppers, affluent shoppers, they arrive in vehicles with maybe a laptop in the boot or something like that. So card jamming. So you may actually be a victim of crime while sitting in the movies, while enjoying a lunch or a dinner with friends, or just shopping for your groceries. So those type of things happen as soon as you arrive at the mall. They're jamming your car, they're getting access to your luggage in your car, your laptops, things like that. So that's something that's definitely picking up a lot, and we see a lot of requests for technology to be installed with our clients for card jamming devices that picks up when jamming takes place. And then the second one that's quite prevalent is the card scamming. That is where they not clone your card, but they do a card swap in an attempt to showcase to you that they actually assisting you in drawing money or to access funds from your account. And everyone knows this time of year, maybe there's a bonus that's paid in, maybe there's family that provides money to a central family member to buy gifts for the family that's maybe a bit further away that you might be traveling to. So the bank accounts are bulging, and these guys are seeing the opportune time to access that funds as their playground, basically.
Yeah, are malls prepared to counter this as well? Because that could also be one other element to be helpful here.
Yes, it is definitely the case. There is measures that can be put in place. The big thing is education around something like your card scamming and even your general petty crime. Someone that walks into the mall, you're busy in the fridge grabbing a turkey or a chicken or something, and then someone's busy funneling your purse that's in your basket or something like that. So it's the attention to detail that the shoppers, the onus is still on the shopper to be vigilant enough and to take care of zipping up their handbags or their backpacks, making sure you carry your wallet and your phone in your front pockets, not your back pockets. Those type of basic, one would say common sense, but I mean, again, in the festive spirit, you're not thinking about all these things. Your hands are busy with grabbing stuff off the shelves, holding on to your kids. It's you definitely, the onus is still on the shopper to take care of themselves. The security is there to keep you safe from general safety and to identify people that might be loitering and looking for opportunities in the mall. So it's a teamwork between the shopper and the security personnel in the mall.
Yeah, and I hear that. And I then just wonder, is the way we have security right now in those malls actually effective? And as you said, there's still very much a huge responsibility on ourselves as consumers to be greatly aware. But with that security still in place in some of the malls, some of the shopping centers that we go to, etc., is it actually effective? Because they're visible, you often can see them, but whether they can actually do what you need them to in a really difficult situation is another thing.
The big thing is your opportunistic crimes take place without a lot of people even noticing. So that might be, as I mentioned, someone grabbing something from your purse while you're in the aisles in the shopping center or in the retailer. So the security office is there for the safety and to have eyes and ears with regards to people that, as I mentioned, might be loitering, might be looking suspicious, might be spending time close to someone's trolley that's not their trolley, someone that you can pick up when someone belongs and when they don't belong. So the game for the biggest threat for these security for the criminals is for the security making their lives uncomfortable. So if they see someone hanging around that doesn't look like they're in place, they just move closer to them. They ask them if they're okay, if they can help them with something. That makes those people realize, listen here, the security is vigilant, and we should maybe move along to another wing or to another area in the mall or to another mall in totality. That together with some technology that can be used. So we use on our shopping centers, especially, we make use of license plate recognition software and cameras, where if a vehicle has previously been flagged with regards to car jamming, card scamming, hijackings, or SASA crimes, especially during the beginning of the month, those license plate numbers, if they pop up as a flagged vehicle, that is something that makes our control room vigilant and sends our officers to be more prevalent in the area where the occupants of the vehicle is. So those vehicles can be traced as soon as they enter the vicinity of the mall, and they can be made to feel uncomfortable before even getting to a opportune.
Yeah, hopefully we still have you there, because the audio just seems to be cutting out a little bit towards the latter part of your response there, Christopher. But and I think one thing that you made note of there, which I found very interesting, was the technological part of what's helping you, whether it be CCTV footage, facial recognition, things like smart surveillance play a key role in kind of preventing this crime. Is that set to happen a little bit more here? And I know what we need to be doing right now is warning consumers a little bit more, but is there more of that? Are we seeing just a little bit more by way of technology to help?
So the technology component, unfortunately, is quite expensive, the rollout. So getting the clients to sign up for integrated that's involved. I think as we move along, it does become more affordable. It has become more affordable recently than, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago to implement these technology items. And we can definitely see the effectiveness of this technology is much more accurate and much more measurable than your standard guard. So it's something that's from a control room. It's a computer making some of the decisions for you. It's reading some situations differently than a human would. And again, the people move around in the mall, so the camera can spot them and interlink from the one position where they were to the next one and they can put those two together, and the control room can notify the officer in the new area where the guy moved towards to respond accordingly.
All right, very important. How much do repeated warnings of criminal activity in and around a particular area, mall, etc., how much does that dent consumer confidence? Do you begin to see less shoppers or perhaps less being spent, etc., on that basis? I know it may not necessarily be fully in your purview, but just in terms of people and their feeling and safety, sort of sentiment at that point.
I would say the sentiment around the environment, especially around this time of year, is quite positive. I think everyone is quite relaxed, and that makes it people having a good time, people spending their money. It makes it a joyful experience. I think the surrounding areas and the opportunistic, I think that there is notices. I mean, a couple of years ago, you wouldn't have seen boards outside the malls and the retailers that state, listen, car jamming is taking place, all those things. I think this time of year, it's difficult to put a damp on someone spending money.
Yeah. All right. Well, Christopher, unfortunately, the line is also cutting a little bit, so we're going to have to end it there. But really appreciate you really just sharing thoughts, sharing ideas, sharing things that are actually happening, and in and around our malls, our shopping centers, where things may be just a little bit weakened. please be vigilant. Please be aware. Look around you. Ensure that your car is indeed locked.